social science teacher from Cambridge International School, the SUA. Dear children, I welcome you all in today's session and I hope you all are happy, healthy, safe at your home. I hope you all have enjoyed your summer vacations with your family members and you have also tried to do some online activities which we have given to you. So without taking much of your time, let's start our today's session, and today we are going to discuss about history chapter 4, that is what books and burials tell us. History chapter 4, what books and burials tell us. So dear children, let's first of all discuss about the lessons objectives. The lessons objectives are to know about the words which were used to describe the people, to know about the megalith, to know about the special burial at Inemgaon. Lessons outcome. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to know about the words used to describe the people. They will also come to know about the megalith, and they will also come to know about the special burials at Inemgaon. So dear children, first of all recapitulate whatever we have discussed earlier. We have discussed about Vedas. Vedas means knowledge. These are the religious texts originated in ancient India. There are four types of Vedas: the Rig Veda, the Sam Veda, the Yajur Veda, and the Atharva Veda. So in this chapter we have discussed about the Rig Veda, which is the oldest Veda among these all. It was composed about 3500 years ago. It included 1028 hymns. These all are called sukta or well said, and these all hymns are in praise of various gods and goddesses such as Agni, Indra, and Soma. Most of the hymns they were composed, taught, and learnt by men. A few were composed by women. The Rig Veda is in old or Vedic Sanskrit. The Rig Veda was recited and heard rather than read. It was written down several centuries after it was first composed. It was printed less than 200 years ago. If we compare the today's book with the Rig Veda, they are totally different from that. The books we use nowadays, they are written and printed, while the Rig Veda, it was recited and heard rather than read. It was written down several centuries after it was first composed, and it was printed less than 200 years ago. In Rig Veda, we also come to know about the various battles which were fought for land, water, and to capture people and cattle. Horses were yoked to chariots which were used in the battles. The wealth obtained from these battles, that was firstly taken by the leaders, and then it was given to the priest, and whatever is left, that is distributed among the people. Dear children, these were the different things which we have discussed about the Rig Veda earlier. Now we are going to discuss some other parts. There are several ways of describing people, like in terms of the work the people did, the language they spoke, the place they belonged to, their family, their communities, and their cultural practices. Here we are going to describe the people on the basis of their work. So mainly they were divided into two groups. One is the priest and other were the rajas. Priests were the people, those who were called Brahmins also, and they used to perform various rituals. And the rajas, they did not have capital cities, nor do they have the palaces or the armies, nor did they collect any taxes. And the son did not automatically succeed fathers as rajas. These rajas were totally different from the rajas which we are going to discuss in the next chapters. Then we have also discussed like the people, they were also described as a community. So they were also divided into two groups. One was the Jana and other was the Vish. Then we have also come to know about the dasa. Dasa means slave. Slaves were the men or women who were often captured in war, and they were considered that person property which can be used for any work whatever they want. Dear children, now we are going to discuss about one of the most important topic of this chapter, that is megalith. As in this picture also you are able to find some megalith. The word megalith means, mega means big, very big, and lith means stone. So it means here we are going to talk about the big stones. Big stones are known as megaliths. They were used to mark the burial site. I have discussed about the burial site earlier also. Burial site means the area which was dug and where the dead body of any person that is kept under the soil. So the people they started erecting megalith on the burial sites only to mark those burial sites because it is easy to identify with the help of those megalith, like here it is any burial site. And the practice of erecting megaliths, it began about 3000 years ago, and it was most prevalent throughout the Deccan, South India, in the northeast and Kashmir. Some megaliths can be seen on the surface and some were underground. Dead were buried with black and red ware, and even the weapons of iron and the skeletons of horses, horse equipment, and ornaments of gold and silver, these things were also found in those burials. Archaeologists have also found the burials with some social differences. There were social differences in status amongst the people who were buried. The rich people they were buried with more gold, beads, stone beads, copper bangles, etc. Whereas the poor people were buried with only a few pots. It shows that at that time also about 3000 years ago there were the social differences. Now, dear children, we are going to discuss about one most important burial that is also known as the special burial at Inemgaon. It is a site on the river Ghod, which is the tributary of the Bhima River. It is in present-day Maharashtra. It was occupied between 3600 and 2700 years ago. Here the adults were buried in the ground. They were laid out straight with the head towards the north. Vessels that probably contained food and water were placed with the dead person. One man was found buried in a large four-legged clay jar in the courtyard of a five-roomed house in the center of the settlement. This house also had a granary, and the body was placed in a cross-legged position. As in this picture also you are able to find one burial site that is at Inhemgaon, and here the dead body it was buried with so many different things such as the weapons, pots, ornaments, and maybe with some animals. Now, dear children, let's discuss about the occupation of the people at Inemgaon. Archaeologists have found seeds of wheat, barley, rice, pulses, millets, peas, and sesame. It shows that these people they were engaged in growing crops. They have also found bones of different animals such as cattle, buffalo, goat, sheep, etc. This shows that these people they also domesticated the animals. They also grew and collect different fruits such as bear, amla, jamun, dates, and a variety of berries. Thus we came to know that these people they were working as a farmers as well as herders. So, dear children, this was all about the special burial at Inemgaon. Now, let us discuss our one topic, that is the family of the languages. So, first of all, let's discuss about family. When we are talking about family, we are talking about a group of people, those who are the member of a particular family. Like if we talk about ourselves, like the father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, then the children, they all belong to one family. Same we have here the family of languages, and we call this family because these languages, they are similar to each other. As we people, we are similar to each other in one family. So here in this chapter, they are talking about India. Like in India, like there were the three, four main families of languages. First was the Indo-European family, and this family consists of the languages such as Sanskrit, Assamese, Gujarati, Hindi, Kashmiri, and Sindhi. These all called the Indo-European family because these all have some words common in them. Okay, then we have the Tipto-Burman family. These family languages, these were used in northeast. The third one was the Dravidian family. Dravidian family consists of the languages which were spoken in the South India such as Tamil, Telugu, Kannada and Malayalam. Then the Central in Asia or the in India also, some languages, they belong to the Austro-Asiatic family, and these were spoken in Jharkhand and the Central Asia. So dear children, that's all about this chapter. Let's recapitulate. We have started our today's session with Rig Veda. Rig Veda is one of the oldest Veda which was composed 3500 years ago. It is in Old or Vedic Sanskrit. It consists of 1028 hymns which were in the praise of gods and goddesses such as Agni, Soma and Indra. Then we have discussed about like how the people were described in Rig Veda. So the people were described on the basis of their work, their language, their community. And here we are going to describe the people in the terms of their work. On the basis of the work, the people, they were divided into two groups. One is the priest, those who were also called as Brahmin, and they were used to perform various rituals. And then the Rajas. Rajas means king, and these kings, they were totally different from the Rajas of the later period. They do not have the capital cities like palaces, armies, nor did they collect any taxes, and their sons did not succeed. It means like their sons, they were not becoming the king after the death of their father. Then we have also discussed about some words which were used to describe as a community. One was the Jana and other was the Vish. We have also discussed about the slaves. Slaves means das. These were the men and women who were often captured in war and they were considered as the property of that person. We have also discussed about the megalith. Megalith means the big stones, and these were used to mark the burial sites, and this process, it was started about 3000 years ago, and it was prevalent throughout the Deccan, South India, in northeast and Kashmir. Some megaliths, they can be seen on the surface and some were underground. The dead were buried with black and red wear and maybe with so many other things, weapons of iron, skeletons of horses, horse equipment and ornaments of gold and silver. These things were also found in various burial sites. Then the archaeologists, they also came to know that during that period also there were the social differences among the people. Rich people, they were buried with more gold beads, stone beads, copper bangles, etc. Whereas poor people were buried with only a few pots. Then in this chapter we have also discussed about a special burial at Inemgaon. Inemgaon is a site on the river Ghod, which is tributary of the river Bhima. It is in present-day Maharashtra. Here the adults were buried in the ground. They were laid out straight with the head towards the north. Vessels that probably contained food and water were placed with the dead person. In this picture, I have shown you one dead body, and this person, he was worried with so many different things like the weapons, tool, ornaments, and some jewelry, and maybe with some other animals as well as some pots. We have also discussed about the occupation of the people at Inemgao. Whatever the findings the archaeologists have found, such as they have found the seeds of the wheat, barley, and maybe some other grain, as well as the bone of some animals, which shows that these people, they were engaged in farming and herding. They were growing the different types of crops, and they were also rearing the various animals. Even they also grew and collected different fruits such as ber, amla, jamun, dates, and a variety of berries. We have also discussed about the family of languages, and here we are talking about Sanskrit. Sanskrit belongs to Indo-European family. There were some other family also like Tipto-Berber family, Dravidian family, and Austro-Asiatic family. So dear children, that's all about the today's session. I hope I have tried my best to make you clear these topics. And what you have to do now, you all need to do the reading of the chapter, and whatever your doubts you people have, you can also ask in our online classes. Take care of yourself, dear children. Keep learning, keep growing. Thank you all. Have a nice day.